Hey, social media. I don't think I've done a video about social media for a while now. I think the funny thing about social media for me is that all my social medias are largely in some form for work. I have, I guess, once personal social media, which is like just for connecting with people. But besides that, the main one is for this project. Even my Twitter account, that's largely just to keep in touch with what's going on in AI research and tech and genuine startups and just keep it myself in that realm, even though I do blur the line to like go into like, oh, what's going on with One Piece or whatever. I think the reason I'm able to use these social media so well, including LinkedIn, is because I always have my eye on the prize. So with Twitter, I remember I said this multiple times. I had Twitter in I want to say 2017. I got that. Okay, everyone's talking about Twitter, so I got Twitter, and then I said a comment on Twitter, and then someone insulted me. I thought I was going to get in trouble because I don't know if I was allowed to have Twitter back then. So I deleted the app, deleted my the account, never touched it till like 2025. Ran into my brother, said, "Hey, this is actually a really cool thing." And a bunch of other AI researchers I knew were saying you should actually get on this platform because that's where a lot of the talks are going on, and they were right. So got the thing. Um, but now when I have the app, it's not as toxic as I thought it was. And I think a large part of that is because I don't allow myself to exist in spaces where toxicity would really exist. Like even with like the most AI publication posts on Twitter, they barely have any comments because like there's nothing really controversial, engaging to say unless like you're really touching with the paper, which I kind of like because it also gives me a room. Like it gives there's a gap between like, hey, no one responding to your post and me who's really interested. So I can fill that gap. um, and with Instagram, I just don't use it for like just like entertainment. I'm thinking with Star Labs when I start wrapping up some stuff for this project. Hopefully one day, I can start moving on to Star Labs and start doing some posts there in terms of AI research. I even think there is a gap right now in terms of tech creators and research. Right, a lot of tech creators come more from the background of being a software engineer, project manager, product manager, or anything like that. But like in terms of actual pure research and how you do that, there's not really anyone I've seen who's really big. I think there's a lot to be done there. Like, how do you do workshops? 90% of people don't know what a workshop is when it comes to a research conference, and you can apply for that. So, like, doing stuff like that, I think there's a good space for, especially when it comes to spatial intelligence, world models. Like, I feel back, I would say, like, I say something specific, then I go broad. When you meant to go broad, but and then specific. But um, I could do something there. With LinkedIn, I've been doing well. I think with LinkedIn, I chilled off a bit. 'Cause I remember a couple months back, I was just going crazy on LinkedIn. I'll go like a post, boom, boom, boom. And then eventually, like, okay, I'm going like, I even think it was an intentional decision. I was like, I had more stuff I was working on, and there was less flashy stuff. I think was much more grunt work I was getting done. So there wasn't really anything to post. I decided that LinkedIn wasn't really the route I wanted to take beforehand, where I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to post a research paper, I'm going to summarize it. It wasn't as beneficial as I thought it was going to be because number one, a lot of researchers who I was trying to reach out to through that method actually don't use LinkedIn as much. They use Twitter more. And then two, it really didn't accomplish much on my side because like, oh, people think you're smart, but like, are you really smart? Like, are you really learning what you want to learn, right? Because really, just like back then when I was doing that whole AI summary thing, not AI summary, summary of a paper and all of that, it was really like, okay, I learned about all these different research stuff, but I'm actually building depth, right? And that wasn't the case, so I switched from that. But in saying that, I think my LinkedIn should be a bit more popping near the end of May. I have a couple posts I want to do. I want the World Labs one. I want to do the CVPR one. I want to do my internship one. It should be more popping. I also just want to be using it more 'cause I do have a lot of connections. I have around like I want to say 1,800 connections right now. I think I've gotten used from it. Like there was literally just someone who I scheduled a coffee chat for a CVPR, some NVIDIA research scientist. So I want to continue taking advantage of that. Um, well, no, social media is an amazing thing. I think it's really just getting back into the train of things and making sure I use them all properly. With Twitter, I think I've been doing pretty well. With Star Labs, have a couple posts with LinkedIn. I just talked about that. With Instagram, that's something much later on. I'm trying to make it sooner rather than later, but logistics and all of that. But I don't know. Besides that, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.